Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm! Wait.
Hello everyone and welcome to my third ever Flashback Friday. Not particularly a celebration number, but it's still a fun milestone. Today we're going to be talking about, and this has been quite requested by a few people, a good favourite of mine, Strong Woman Do Bong-soon, aka Strong Girl Bong-soon, Strong Girl Do Bong-soon, all the same show but all slightly different names that people call it, to the point that I actually don't know the official title. To give credit where credit is due, I was pushed to watch this show by my sister, who absolutely loves Park Hyung-sik, who, mind you, was in Hwarang, which I introduced her to, so really all the credit goes to me. This is the perfect K-drama. It has romance, crazy chemistry, an incredible story, elements of thriller, drama, tension, the list goes on and on. So without further ado, let's get into it. Disclaimer, there may be mild spoilers in this video. I'm not planning on spoiling anything, but if I do, as always, I will say beforehand. These are all my subjective opinions, even though objectively I think that everyone should love this one. So please respect my opinion and I, of course, will respect yours. And make sure to comment your thoughts down below and like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content so you don't miss when I upload. Strong Girl Bong-soon follows our female lead of the same name, a woman born with supernatural strength passed down to her from her mother's side, who becomes employed by our male lead as a bodyguard after he saw her completely destroying a group of men who were harassing her. The show follows three main plots: the romance between the two leads as they spend more and more time together, trying to find out who is sabotaging Min-hyuk, our male lead, and trying to find a serial kidnapper, which is where the second male lead comes in. The best thing is though, because this is an older drama that's actually the classic 16 episodes instead of 12 or 10, it means that none of these storylines feel rushed and they all run their due course without feeling like they're dragging. The perfect sweet spot that seems to be missed nowadays. For me, this is the epitome of a K-drama. It's silly, but also serious. It's romantic, but also dramatic. It's super funny, but also makes you cry. I genuinely haven't met a person who hasn't enjoyed this show. I feel like I'm gonna get a comment now that's like, I hated this show just to prove me wrong, but I think everyone will love it. I've actually been so excited to do this one for a Flashback Friday, if you couldn't already tell, and of course I rewatched it first because I didn't want to misremember anything, but it just reminded me how good it really is. They do not do it like this anymore. I've said this a lot this year, but it's so true. I honestly think the golden age for K-dramas was the mid-2010s, and I might be biased because that was my era, but watching them back made me realise just how great they used to make them back then. Who knows, it might just be my nostalgia. I'd love to know what you guys think about that and when you think the golden age was. I mean, of course, we have some absolute gems like Coffee Prince and Boys Over Flowers, which were earlier, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, before I get too carried away, let's get straight into the characters. She is so great. Genuinely one of my favourite female leads ever. I love her character and her duality. One moment she's a complete sweetheart, so adorable and could literally bat her eyes and you'd fold, and the next she's an absolute badass that can and will knock every single one of your teeth out. I think the writers did such a good job making the most powerful character the most unassuming, because it didn't feed into a stereotype, and obviously is a superpower, it's not real, but there's often an expectation placed on female superheroes to be outwardly a certain way, but she goes around fighting bad guys in her cute little hoodies and little bob looking like the pookiest superhero ever. It also gives her this air of youth too, which was so refreshing. I just love her character, it's so original, and you can tell it's been really well thought out, and very well performed too. Park Bo-young is such a great actress, and I enjoy her performances in everything I've watched her in. She brings such fresh takes to her roles that I really like, and she is just really funny. I'd forgotten how great her character was until I rewatched it, and I just can't even fault it. And I know there might be some people who've watched my Sticky Love review and might be confused why I like her character when I said that one of the main reasons I didn't like the female lead in Sticky Love was because she acted quite baby, but I think there's a difference when the aegyo comes natural and when it's forced. And also in this one, the male lead also acts cute when he's with her, so it doesn't feel as off as it does in Our Sticky Love. But anyway, this isn't about our sticky love, and to be honest, they just really aren't that comparable. I wish there were so many more characters like Bong-soon. She's just so fun to watch, and I love this genre of female leads. You can tell which ones I love just by my favourite dramas, which is probably because I like seeing traits of my own being played out on screen too. Gotta love that representation. Park Hyung-sik was one of the first Korean actors I ever watched, alongside Park Seo-joon, who made an impression on me because of their performances in, as you may have guessed from what I said earlier, Hwarang. I went into Strong Girl Bong-soon knowing he'd do a great job, but I loved the qualities he brought to this character because him as the king and then him as this silly little CEO are very different roles, and I loved seeing him play this kind of character. I've since watched him in other dramas where he's also played this fun, silly male lead. To be honest, I think it's kind of his specialty at this point, but also where he's played a lot more serious roles too, and I haven't seen a performance of his thus far that I haven't enjoyed watching. I know I've spent a lot more time glazing both of the leads as actors more than talking about their characters, but at the end of the day, a great actor makes a great character. A character can be amazing on paper, but if it's given to the wrong person, then it's not going to be a great character, so the actor is incredibly important. But I will talk about Min-hyuk too, of course. He is one of my favourite male leads ever, just like how Bong-soon is one of my favourite female leads ever. It's funny actually how both leads from this drama make it into my top 5 male and female leads in a K-drama. He's just so hilarious and plays the role of the lovesick fool so well. And bonus, he's not a toxic CEO love interest. I love male leads that are obsessed with their girlfriends to the point that everything they do is like the most amazing thing ever. I just love the obsessive boyfriend teasing girlfriend trope. I wish that they would start making more losers in love male leads again, because Min-hyuk is just such a perfect character, and somehow manages to make me giggle and kick my feet whenever he giggles and kicks his feet. And we cannot forget that that one famous clip came from this drama too. I have to take a moment to appreciate the serious elements of his character too, though, and really, that just shows Hyung-sik's quality as an actor. There's a moment that always sticks out to me when he— oh my gosh, this is actually a spoiler, so spoiler alert, I didn't think there'd be one in this. When he finds out that the one brother that he trusted was the one betraying him, that reaction gets me every single time. I honestly can't praise his character enough, and I can only hope for a boyfriend that is this amazing. Keep your standards high, girls. The worst type of second male lead is a guy like Guk-doo. Prove me wrong. You're telling me that you weren't man enough to tell the girl that you like her, but you will go and date other people and lead her on at the same time?
Hate, 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 hate. Double hate. Loathe entirely.
He's kind of a worse version of what's-his-face from Business Proposal. This kind of character just really makes me so mad. Sometimes I do wonder if it is really intentional and they are just there as a foil to the main lead to make him look better and more desirable to the female lead and to the audience, which I have to say does work. Like, I guess I can see the reasonings behind his actions, but also, no, I'm not going to feed into that. I just can't stand a male lead that takes advantage of the female lead's affection for him. It's just so icky, and I'm glad that Bong-soon found a great relationship with a guy who actually cared. There are few dramas where the chemistry is so good that you catch yourself smiling and giggling in the black reflection on your screen when a scene is over. This is one of them. You can tell that there are moments that neither of them are acting, and it just makes it that bit sweeter, especially Hyung-sik. I know that my boy was not even trying to hide it in some scenes. I've watched a lot of the behind the scenes for this drama because it was one of those ones that I didn't want to let go of once I'd finished it, and you can see, if you haven't watched the BTS of this show, you need to, how he folds every time she looks up and smiles at him when they're not even doing a scene. It's so cute, I actually can't take it.
I just can't do it.
I remember, classic me, not fully knowing the storyline before watching this. Are we surprised? So the kidnapping plot came as a huge surprise to me, but I was really gripped by it. I have to commend the acting of the whole cast that was involved in this plotline because for what seemed on the surface to be a cutesy little drama, they actually needed a lot more acting variety than first thought. I also think it kept it really interesting, because sometimes when the story is only really focused on the romance for 16 whole episodes, it can get boring, whereas this was such a drastic change from the other main plotline that it kept your attention for a lot longer. You just can't not like this show. As I said at the start, there is literally a genre for everybody built into this, and it feels like you're watching a classic. So I hope I've managed to sell this to you if you've not watched it already. I'm going to assume that the majority of my audience have watched it because it's one of those that I feel like most avid K-drama watchers have seen. Let me know your thoughts on this drama. I feel like I haven't been this positive towards a drama in a while, so I'll understand if there are people who didn't fully love it and people who maybe just didn't like it at all. This is just my opinion at the end of the day, even though I think it's the right opinion. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any more uploads from me throughout the week. I regularly upload on a Tuesday reviewing a newly released drama, and I do one Flashback Friday on the last Friday of every month, which is today. And make sure to head over to my Substack, the link is on my profile, to support me on a different platform and to find a different community of K-drama lovers just like you. As always, thank you so much for watching and for supporting me. I hope that everybody has had a great August, I have, and I hope that everyone has a great September. There's so much good to come in the last 4 months of the year. We've got this, guys. Until next time, my drama princes and princesses, stay dramatic. Mwah.